Sawadee-krap. Hello and welcome to Daily Wisdom, Walking the Path with the Buddha. Today is our group learning program, and we're in our fourth class of a four-part series where I've been sharing with you how to learn and practice breathing mindfulness meditation. We started our first class with going through in detail how to actually meditate to be able to develop your meditation practice. And then over the additional classes, we've been practicing meditation each session and then opening up to any and all questions that you might have. This is a four-part series that we're doing at the very beginning of our group learning program because breathing mindfulness meditation is so important for your development on the path to enlightenment. It's a real priority, and developing your practice early like this in your journey to enlightenment is very wise. And understanding that there's going to need to be constant development of your meditation practice as you go forward. It's not that you're going to master meditation in just 4 weeks, but instead you'll be able to develop your meditation to a certain point, and then you'll continually develop that over the course of the months and years ahead. So I'd like to welcome all of you to our class, whether you've been joining regularly or this is perhaps your first time joining. I'd like to welcome you to our class and invite you to meditate along with us in this guided meditation that I'm going to do. And then at the end of the meditation, I'm going to open up to any and all questions that you guys have related to meditation, but also anything that you would like to learn on the path to enlightenment. Next Wednesday, we're going to start our four-part series on loving kindness meditation. This is a second form of meditation that's needed in order to develop the mind to get to the enlightened mental state. So we're going to be going through a four-part series similarly as we did here with breathing mindfulness meditation in order to develop your practice and help you get moving forward with loving kindness meditation. So if you'd like to join for the guided meditation, go ahead and take a position that's comfortable for you. Normally that's the seated, lying, or standing position while we're online. There's also a walking position as well that I teach in videos and in courses and retreats that I teach here in Chiang Mai and other places. So you're welcome to explore those different positions. If you're choosing to do the seated position, you might be sitting on the floor with cushions under your rear. This helps to get the hips up in the air and lessens the angle at the hips, the knees, and the ankles. You can also sit in a chair, perhaps, or a sofa, or some other sitting area. You would like to be able to sit where your lower body is comfortable, where it's not luxurious and it's not painful, but it's comfortable. And then the hands and arms should also be nice and relaxed. The Buddha placed his right hand over his left with his thumbs together, and he put that into his lap. If that's comfortable for you, you could meditate in that way. But there's other options as well, like putting your palms on your thighs, on your knees. Some people like to put their palms up. If you're in a chair that has armrests, you might even just use the armrest of the chair. Essentially, the lower body and the hands and arms should be completely relaxed. The upper body should be erect. This keeps the mind attentive and alert during the meditation. If the body was slouched, the mind would have a tendency to be inactive or complacent. Whereas if it was real rigid, the mind would have a tendency to be overactive and uptight. So you'd like the lower body, hands and arms to be relaxed, the upper body to be erect, and then you can just close the eyes and start breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. I'm going to do some chanting to ease into meditation, and if you know these chants, you're welcome to join along. And then afterwards, I will provide some guidance to help you get further into your meditation. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Bhutang Bhagavanang Abhivateyami Savakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipano Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sanghang Namami Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vicacaranang sammuno sakhato rokavito Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sati Satatawa Manusarang Bhoto Bhagavati. Okay, with the lower body and hands and arms comfortable, and the upper body erect, just close the eyes and start breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Here you're just looking to establish the breath, a nice, natural, steady, consistent breath. Not forced or controlled, just a gradual inhale through the nose, experiencing the full breath. And when you're ready, exhale out through the nose. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Your breath may not match up with the guidance that I'm providing, and that's okay. This is your practice. I'm just here for guidance, just reminding you that wherever you get to the next inhale, breathing gradually through the nose, experiencing the full breath. And then whenever you're ready, exhale out through the nose. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. With the breath well established, start fixating the mind on the breath, either the sound of the breath or the sensation of air moving over the skin into the nose. The breath is the present moment. Fixate the mind on the breath, the present moment. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. With the mind fixated on the breath, whenever you notice that it moves off the breath, cut that off, let it go, and come back to the breath, the present moment. No need to observe the thought, label it, judge it, analyze it, or even try to figure out where it's coming from. Wherever you notice that the mind is moved off the breath, cut that off, let it go, and come back to the breath, the present moment. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. I'm going to be quiet now and let you do this work of focusing on the breath, cutting off and letting go anytime the mind moves off the breath. You have nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. No one needs you right now. This is your time to focus on the breath. Breathing in and out. อะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธมหาเกวาพุทธังมหาเกวันทังอภิวาเทมิสวากขาโตมหาเกวตาธัมโมธัมมังนามัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนมหะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามินะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะอิติปิโสมหะคะวะอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธวิชาจารนังสัมมุโนสกขาโตโรกาวิโตอนุเตโรภูริสาธัมมาสติสัตตาตาวามนุสนังพุทโธภะคะวะติ Okay, if you guys would like to gradually make your way out of meditation, what we'll do is just open things up to any and all questions that you guys might have related to the teachings of the Buddha. You can ask questions about meditation or anything that you might be interested to understand related to the teachings, the path to enlightenment, any certain challenges that you might be having in terms of how to implement the teachings, any certain challenges you're having in daily life that you would like to discuss. You can put those into Facebook, YouTube, or Zoom. In the comment section, I'll be able to see those. In Zoom, you can electronically raise your hand and ask any questions or follow-up questions directly. As you guys might be thinking about questions that you might have, I would like to just share some kind of finishing off things related to learning breathing mindfulness meditation, just as a little reminder and as a refresher. What you're looking to do is you're looking to build up your meditation practice to 2 to 3 sessions per day for 30 minutes or more. And for most people, this takes a good 6 months, a year, even 2 years to build up their practice to that point. But as you're building up your practice, stay focused on continually expanding the amount of time that you're meditating for. If you have the option of 1 meditation for 30 minutes or 2 for 15, go for the 2 for 15. This is going to produce much more results because frequency is actually more important than duration. And then gradually expand those 2 to 15-minute sessions more and more to be 30 minutes or more. The way that you keep track of the time of your meditation is to look at the time before you go into meditation and look at it before you or when you come out. Now, when you see that you've gone into meditation at 9 a.m. perhaps, and you finish at 9:15, then you'll know that you meditated for 15 minutes. But if you set an alarm, your mind's either going to be craving and longing to yearning, is it time yet? Is it time yet? Is it time yet? The mind's almost obsessive about that sometimes. And that's actually what you're trying to eliminate in the mind. So if you set an alarm, then that's the tendency that the mind will have that's what it will tend to do. Or you can be deep in meditation, getting all kinds of benefits, and then the alarm goes off and you realize you could have got a lot more benefits if you wouldn't have set the alarm. Now, there's going to be certain occasions where you need an alarm, like maybe you're off to work in the morning and you only have 15 minutes to meditate and you might need to set the alarm. But maybe in the evenings or the weekend when you don't have to be anywhere specific, you can meditate without an alarm. This will be much more beneficial for the mind. And just gradually work to improve your meditation. Don't judge your meditation as being good or bad. Sometimes when someone has a really peaceful meditation and the mind's not very busy, they might consider that to be good. Or if their mind is overactive, they might consider it to be bad, and they might be degrading or disparaging to themselves, thinking that they're no good at meditation. And this can be dissuading in your meditation practice. But if your mind is busy during meditation and you're aware of that, that is mindfulness. That means you had mindfulness. You had awareness of mind. And that's one of the things that you're cultivating in breathing mindfulness meditation. And now you might just decide throughout your day to take it a little bit slower, to make decisions that aren't so impactful. And if you have any impactful decisions that you're supposed to make, perhaps you can delay those to another day when your mind isn't so busy. So every meditation is beneficial, even if you notice that your mind is overactive during the meditation. That's very helpful for you, because your meditation is going to be impermanent. There's going to be some days where you have very quiet, very still mind, and there's other days where it's going to be quite busy. As you get closer and closer to enlightenment, you'll notice every single meditation, your mind is quite still and quite quieted, and you'll notice that there's this peace and joy coming through in your meditation. Keep in mind that your meditation isn't to eliminate thoughts, that as long as you're alive, you're going to have thoughts. Even when the mind is enlightened, you're going to have occasional thoughts during meditation. But what you would like to do is be able to notice those sooner and sooner with your mindfulness, and be able to cut off and let go easier and easier as you train your mind more and more. So you're not trying to eliminate your thoughts. You're trying to build mindfulness or awareness of mind, develop concentration or focus, and be able to train the mind to easily let go. In your training in meditation, exercising the mind to let go of everything. This is the way that we're meditating. But in daily life, you're only cutting off and letting go of the unwholesome thoughts that arise. In daily life, if you're noticing that there's a wholesome thought, you can go forward with that. You can support it. You can encourage it. You can not allow it to fade, bring it to full growth and perfection. So in daily life, you're only cutting off the unwholesome thoughts. As you're meditating, understand that things are going to be changing. Things are going to be adjusting. You're not going to have just one consistent meditation, or your meditation is not going to just consistently improve. As you go through the various trials and tribulations of life, your meditation might go up and down at different times, but over time, you'll gradually build up your meditation practice where things will be quieted and stilled, and you'll be having more of a tendency to meditate because you're noticing more and more benefits as you develop your meditation practice. So let me open up to any and all questions that you guys might have related to developing your meditation practice. You can put that into Facebook, YouTube, or Zoom, or you can raise your hand in Zoom and ask any questions or follow-up questions directly. Okay, it looks like we have a question here in YouTube from Bruce. It says, I am finding it difficult to apply the benefits of trying to stay focused in meditation to daily life. My mind wanders throughout the day with so many things experienced through the senses. Yes, this is normal, Bruce. This is the practice, that you're gradually training the mind in meditation. You're gradually practicing generosity, to be giving and sharing so that the mind can let go and not have expectations of anything in return. And then in daily life, you're trying to use those benefits, accumulating them over time in meditation, so that now in daily life, as the mind is having all this contact through the sense bases, your mind might wander and drift or daydream or lack focus and clarity and mindfulness. So as you're going through life, just understand that that's part of the practice. You can't actually meditate all day long. Sometimes people think that that's what they're doing. Instead, meditation is this dedicated, active, purposeful training session where you're either eliminating certain unwholesome qualities and arising certain wholesome qualities in the positions of seated, lying, standing, and walking. But in daily life, you can practice mindfulness. And now what you might notice is, because you have more mindfulness, you might notice more busy thoughts. than you even did before you were on the path to enlightenment. Before we were on the path to enlightenment, we just kind of plow through life, right? We're not really aware of the mind. But as you're gaining awareness of the mind in meditation, you might actually start noticing that your mind is more bombarded with thoughts than you ever realized in the past. And this is actually quite good. So it's going to take you several months and several years to be gradually practicing not only meditation and generosity, but in daily life where you see the mind is challenged and you're in a conversation and it drifts and wanders to something else. You need to notice that sooner and sooner and cut it off and let it go and bring the mind back sooner and sooner, easier and easier. Then as you notice that you're just sitting by yourself somewhere and your mind is wandering or having some kind of unwholesome thought, noticing that sooner and sooner and cutting that off and letting it go easier and easier. This is going to take time. This is the accumulated benefits that you'll experience as you're doing the work in your meditation practice and with generosity, and then in daily life to practice mindfulness in that right effort to cut off and let go of unwholesome thoughts and arise wholesome thoughts. You're welcome, Bruce. Pleased to help you. Let me see if we have any questions on Facebook. Let's see. I'm not seeing any questions on Facebook, and I don't see any in Zoom. Oh, there we go. Looks like Francis, you have a question. Go ahead, Francis.
Hi, David. Okay, I have this question to ask regarding meditation time. Sometimes during the middle part of my meditation practice, I tend to contemplate, let it go, let it go, let it go. I keep on contemplating it naturally, not forcing it. My mind tends to be more at peace, at ease, and I was able to go through the meditation with very minimal distraction of thoughts and thinking or whatever. So it is something that is good to practice, contemplating, letting go, let it go, let it go.
If you're in meditation, constantly telling yourself to let it go, let it go, let it go, you're replacing whatever thought you would have had with the let it go, let it go, let it go. So you haven't actually gotten to stillness and quietness in the mind. This is what you're looking to. So what you would like to do is focus on the breath. And when there is a thought, notice that sooner and sooner and cut it off and let it go and bring the mind back to the breath, focusing on the breath itself. That let it go, let it go, let it go. While someone might use that to get started, you would like to let that go, where you're not constantly saying, let it go, let it go, let it go, because you're just replacing whatever thought you would have had with that phrase. And that's not truly allowing the mind to let go.
Okay, I got it. So I think I would just replace that letting go thing and just continue to focus on the breath in and out. Okay, thank you so much.
Sure, Francis. One of the things that can help you is that I'm not sure what speed or what pace your breath is, but slowing the breath down really slow and then noticing the gap between the inhale and exhale and really focusing on that, focusing on the deep inhale in through the nose. And then there's like a little pause there where you notice this gap before you actually take your exhale, and noticing that gap and paying attention to the gap, and then do a gradual exhale. And then when you're at the end of your exhale, notice that gap that occurs, that little pause, and that can be elongated for 3 seconds, 5 seconds or so. And then notice the inhale. So if you're paying attention to the full inhale, the gap, the exhale, the gap, this will allow the mind to focus on that and not the thoughts, but focusing on the sound in that gap.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now also. The pause thing is kind of helped me to stay back into the singleness of the breath or breathing. So I don't get a lot of distractions and all that. That was something good that happened for me. Thank you.
Wonderful. Pleased to hear that, Francis. Okay, I'm just going to take a look here one more time in our other platforms. I don't see any questions anywhere. So what I'll do then is just invite you guys to join for a future class, understanding that we teach classes on Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Those are 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. So depending on where you are, that could be Sunday morning, Wednesday morning, and Saturday morning, or it could be Saturday evening, Tuesday evening, Friday evening. We're now doing live streams, not only here in the evening from my home, the way I have been doing for many years, but I'm starting to live stream from the temple now as well. So you have that ability to attend the live classes. And of course, all these classes are recorded, so you can watch them on Facebook, YouTube, and even on our podcast. You can listen to the evening class from our podcast. So thank you all for joining for today's class. And I would like to invite you to attend this Sunday for our group learning program, where we're going to be doing our last class of this overview of the path to enlightenment before we start with chapter 1 of the book, Developing a Life Practice, The Path That Leads to Enlightenment. This class on Sunday, it's going to be the 10 fetters in the 4 stages of enlightenment. This is where you're going to learn the 10 individual problems in the mind, and I'm going to discuss what they are, a bit about the symptoms that you'll experience, and then how to eliminate them. Understanding that you're going to need more details than just what I share in this particular class, but it at least gives you an overview of what the 10 pollutions are, or the 10 fetters that the Buddha discovered, because in order to get to enlightenment, you need to eliminate these 10 fetters. So it's really important to understand what they are and how to eliminate them. So I'm going to start introducing you to that. And then you'll understand the stages that the mind goes through as you're eliminating the fetters. So I'm going to explain the 4 stages of enlightenment for you. And then next Wednesday, I'm going to be starting a 4-part series on loving kindness meditation, where I'm going to teach you on the first class, loving kindness meditation, and then how to actually practice it. And we'll do it together in doing guided loving kindness meditation in that first class, and then over the subsequent classes as well. So thank you all for joining. I appreciate your questions and your dedication to learning. We'll see you guys in a future class. Have a very wonderful and lovely rest of your day. Sawadee krap. Thank you again for watching. Enjoy your meditation. Look forward to seeing you online and answering any questions that you might have. Thank you so much.